All right, guys, this is a little bit of a different video, but we're talking about something called the KRAS mutation. If you've been in the cancer world much, you probably have heard of this. You might not have this specific mutation, but honestly, most cancers do derive from KRAS. So we're talking about what it is, how to understand it, and more specifically, we're going to dive into questions for your doctor to make sure that you are taking advantage of every treatment option possible. All right, first, we're going to be diving into what is the KRAS mutation. So, KRAS stands for the Kirsten rat sarcoma viral oncogene homolog mutation. KRAS. How they decided to shorten that. What it is a specific type of cell mutation that causes many of the cancers that we see today. So it's the way that the cell is mutating is what they found and have labeled KRAS. So the KRAS mutation at a broad, like kind of family level, is present in up to 25% of all human tumors. So 25% of all cancers is tied back to this specific type of mutation, KRAS mutation. It is one of the most frequently activated oncogenes. And an oncogene is essentially oncologic, cancer related genetics. So it's a gene mutation that is most frequently activated, meaning it develops into an active cancer. Specifically, in the research that has been done most recently, presence of KRAS mutation may actually directly influence medical decisions in patients with colon and lung cancer. We'll get into why that is, but there's actually some specific treatment options available to those with the right KRAS mutation related to their cancer. So that's what makes this really interesting. All right, so now let's talk about implications of this information about the KRAS mutation with treatment, what this means in a practical sense. Okay, so KRAS as a mutation serve as a selection marker for what's called EGFR inhibitor treatment, colon cancer specifically. That's the one that they're looking at. So EGFR is the epidermal growth factor receptor. So it's the receptor that gets the signal to grow and to develop and to proliferate cells. So when EGFR is left to its own devices, it stimulates cancer proliferation, angiogenesis, and metastases. So it supports and promotes, when it's left to its own devices, it promotes the proliferation of cancer cells, meaning the doubling effect of cancer cells. It also promotes angiogenesis, which is the development of blood vessels near a tumor to bring resources to the tumor. It's something the tumor uses to feed itself. And then metastases, new tumors developing. And so anything that can help stop that EGFR from occurring can have significant impact in the effect that cancer can have in a body. Let's look at a specific example, because this is why this is particularly interesting for us. Rachel's colon cancer has a very specific KRAS G12D mutation. So it's the specific type of mutation for the KRAS family. It's a moderately common type of mutation, specifically in colon cancer. Mirati Therapeutics is a pharmaceutical company. They are right now developing a treatment to selectively inhibit that specific mutation. So they're specifically targeting right now that they have this research and have an understanding of what's going on, they are targeting KRAS G12D mutation. This could not have happened without that prior research into the KRAS mutation as a family of mutations. So that's what's cool about the cutting edge of what's happening right now in medicine, is they're getting to specific treatments. No longer are we just looking at, you have cancer, here's your chemo. We're now looking at what type of cancer. Let's analyze your tumor. Let's analyze your blood, your cancer, and develop a treatment plan that targets that specific type of cancer. Has way better effects and way better results than you would get from a broad spectrum treatment. That's what's cool about what we're talking about. All right, so let's end this video with something practical. A lot of science. Hopefully that was interesting to you. It's super interesting to us as we're looking at this. But right now, let's talk about some specific questions that you ask your doctor to start this conversation. So the first question you can ask your doctor: have we determined if my cancer has the KRAS mutation? Just let that question sit. You want to understand, have they done the testing? Are they able to do the testing? Do we have tissue samples to do the testing to determine what type of cancer, not just the type of cancer like colon cancer, but what specific mutation, what was the cause of my cancer, what genetically was going on to bring about this cancer? So that's number one. If not, if we haven't determined that, what testing is available to determine this? How can we answer this question to know, are there specific treatment options available? That's what we need to ask next. Yeah, what options do we have for treatment? And then finally, what potential treatment options are available based on my specific cancer mutation type? If we've understood what our cancer is at a mutation level, at a genetic level, molecular level, then what specific treatment options are available that can target that type? Sometimes the answer might be nothing. Other times it might be there's something in development right now. If anything, that helps give hope, right? And finally, the answer might be there's something available right now. We just hadn't thought about it because we hadn't tested to understand that was available. Okay, so this is how we can help our doctors who can't know everything. They are limited as much as we are limited. So we can help ask the questions that lead them to the answers that we would never be able to come to on our own. These are the questions that we should be asking our doctor. All right, so this is just a short video on exciting work that's being around KRAS mutation, understanding it, and developing specific treatment options to inhibit that KRAS mutation from proliferating, from continuing to cause havoc in our bodies. So let us know if you have any questions below. I'm also curious if you have ever heard of this, if KRAS is something that is on your radar and in your vocabulary, or if this is news to you. And if it's news to you, love to hear how that conversation goes with your doctor, because we're always wanting to learn and grow, and this community is a great way to do that. Otherwise, be blessed, be safe. Talk to you soon.